knew a man, Bjangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. The old soft shoe, he jumped so high, and he'd lightly touch down. I met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. He looked at me through the eyes of age as he spoke right out. He talked of life, talked of life. I clicked his heels instead. He said his name, Bjangles, then he danced a lick across the cell, grabbed his pants for a better stance, so he jumped so high. Then he clicked his heels, let go, laugh, let go, laugh. Shook back his clothes all around. Mr. Bjangles, Mr. Bjangles, Mr. Bjangles, come on and he danced for those at minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. He spoke of tears about 15 years, how his dog and him traveled about. The dog up and died, he up and died. After 20 years, he still breathes. He said, I dance now at every chance of old honky tonks, drinks and tips, and most of the time I spend behind these here old county bars, 'cause I drinks a bit. He shook his head, and as he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please, Mr. Bjangles, Mr. Bjangles, Mr. Bjangles, please dance. You a man, Bjangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair and ragged shirt and baggy pants. Hello, guitar pickers. How you doing today? This is the TriedMusicStudio.com. I'm Gene. Today's lesson is on the song Mr. Bjangles, written by Jerry Jeff Walker, made more famous by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. And so this is my take on it, the way I like to play this song. I believe I did a performance video on this. So anyway, here's the lesson. Let's get started, do a close-up. Okay, so this song is in the key of D, and if you're with a partner and you decide you want to take a lead on this and do a little picking, you could use your D major scale for it. Even though it really doesn't have that in, but that doesn't mean we can't put that in. Oh yeah, we can. This song has 5 verses and 2 choruses. The strum pattern for this song is going to be a bass note for every chord that we're playing. So if we're playing a D, you play a D bass note. If we're playing a D/C sharp, you're playing a C sharp bass note with that D chord, and etc., etc. And we play the bass note and count that as 1, and it's a downstroke. And then you play a downstroke and an upstroke. Down, up, down, up. So it's bass note, down, up, down, up. Bass note, down, up, down, up. Counting 1, 2, and 3 in. 1, 2, and 3 in. Whichever one you like best, that's the one to use. Whichever works best. Counting or just saying down, up. The song has a little intro. Starts with a D. D, down, up, down, up. I like to hammer on there on the 3rd string open, hammered on to the 3rd string 2nd fret, from a G to an A. Hold on. And that D bass note again. And then I put in a little run. Knew a man. That little run is 5-0, 5th string open, to 5th string 2nd fret, to 5th string 4th fret, to your 4th string open. So it's A, B, C sharp, D. Alright? So I'm going to do that whole intro. I knew a man, Bjangles, and he danced for you, like so, okay? And do whatever tempo you like to. A little faster, a little slower, okay, what works best for you. So, there's our intro. I started out with that, I knew a man, Bjangles, and the chord progression now goes from a D, knew a man, to a D/C sharp. So we're making the D chord. The C sharp is here in the 5th string 4th fret. And then switch the D around with your last 3 fingers, so we have 1st finger free to play the 5th string 2nd fret, the B note bass note, for D/B. And then we're going to a D7. So we just lift that off and drop that right now. And it's D7/A. So we're going to be playing the 5th string open. See the bass note's walking down. It's going keeps getting lower. So anyway, there's that D/A, which is bass note, down, up, down, up. Counting 1, 2, and 3 in. Then go to G. Play the G bass note, which is the 6th string 3rd fret. Bass note, down, up, down, up. To an A7, which, let me make sure here. Little man, Bjangles, and he danced for you. Worn out. Okay, so the G's held a little longer. The G's played here, 1, 2, and 3 in, and then I like to hammer on here with the 5th string open to the 5th string 2nd fret, the B note, and down, up, and then the A7. And A7 too is held for two times, playing that 2 measures, like counting the A, 5th string open, 1, 2, and 3 in, and then hammering on here in the 4th string 2nd fret to an E. Now that whole section there, that D, D/C sharp, D/B, D/A7, G, and A7 is all repeated again for the next part of the vocal. So I'm going to do the whole thing. I knew a man, Bjangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes. Here it comes again with silver hair and ragged shirt and old baggy pants. The old soft shoe Now we go into the next part, which is a G. He jumps so to a D high. Oh, excuse me, high. That's it. Then to an F sharp. He jumps so F sharp bass note. Jumps so B minor high. B bass note, 5th string, 2nd fret. B minor / A. You got to back your finger off there so you can get the open A. E9. It's like making an E7, but you add the 1st string, 2nd fret, which is an F sharp, which is a 2nd in an E major scale or a 9th. That's why it's called an E9. And you pick that E bass note. And I like to hammer on the 5th string, 2nd fret, that B. And then we need an A11. It's played like this. No fingers. Look, Ma, no hands. If you can't play that chord, you better quit. And what that is, it's an A, again, it's an A11, and it's played with your A string open, and then the 4th string open, the D. And then we make an A7. And I like to hammer on there on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Alright, now all of that is your first verse. And we need to play all of that from that D all the way through to this second part that I just mentioned with the A11, A7 at the end. You do all of that 3 times in a row for the first 3 verses. Remember earlier I said it has 5 verses. So you play 3 of them before we go into the chorus. So the first verse is the one that starts, I knew a man, Bojangles, then he danced for you. Second verse is, I met him in a cell in New Orleans I was. And the third verse is, he said his name, Bojangles, then he danced a lick. Which takes us into the chorus. The chorus starts out the way I like to do this. 5th string open, 5th string 1st fret, and 5th string 2nd fret. So we're going from an A to an A sharp to a B, because we're going to be making a B minor chord. And then you hit that, it's down, up, down, up. Mr. Bojangles to an A chord, hitting the A bass note open. And I like to do that hammer on 5th string 2nd fret. And so I'm going to do that whole thing here. Mr. Bojangles. Alright, you need to do that 3 times in a row. By the way, I like to hammer on here when I get to the B. I hit the B bass note and that down, up, but also like to hammer on then here in the 4th string, 4th fret. Or else just pick it, you don't have to hammer it. Mr. Bojangles, one time. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on in. Here's the end part of the chorus. That was 3 times in a row. The end part goes to D and says dance, D/C sharp. Now we come to this chord. It's a D6/9. And it's like making a D/F sharp with your little finger on the 4th string, 4th fret, but you want to take these 2 fingers off of the D. So all you have is your 3rd string, 2nd fret, and your 4th string, 4th fret, and string number 1 and 2 open for this D6/9. It goes from the D to the D. I'm going to do the whole thing. Dance. Here comes the D6/9. So we hit the F sharp, and now we need the A bass note here. The F sharp with 4th string, 4th fret, and the A note is your 3rd string, 2nd fret, which is getting, you're playing 1, 2, and 3 and down, downstroke, down, up, and back into a D. Hammer on. You hold this D as long as you like. Sometimes I hold it 4 measures, sometimes I go right into the next verse. Again, I do my thing with it, whatever I'm feeling at the time. And that will take us into verse number 4. So we go back to the very beginning, that real long chord sequence, and we start verse 4, which is, he danced for those at minstrel shows and county fairs, which then takes us to verse 5, which starts, he said, I dance now at every chance at honky-tonks. So there was verse 4 and 5. We played that whole chord progression, which takes us now to the second chorus. Well, we already did the chorus. You know it's the part that goes, Mr. Bojangles. Okay? And that brings us out at the end, if you remember, after that D6-9, and they say, Mr. Dance, here comes the D6-9, and into the D, and you can end like that. Or, I like to end with suspended chords. So I'll go dance. But first, okay, just that D. Now here comes with the suspended. Dance, D6-9, the D. I like to end it like that. So I'm just taking the D and it's down, down, up, and then I go to the D suspended 4, which is adding the first string 3rd fret, and do a downstroke and pull it off right there. And then I lift off the second finger and go down, up, and end on a downstroke for the D. I'm going to do that again. I think I said it wrong. Hold on here. Yeah, it's up, up, and then down. Okay? That's how I like to end that song. Okay, that's the way I like to play Mr. Bojangles. Hope I, didn't move along too fast of a pace there. You might need, to write some things down, or stop, pause, and start again. But whatever you need to do. Again, always make the song yours. Have fun with it and make it yours. Be creative with it. Hey, thanks. Bye.